So these are the little adventurers," Jake exclaimed, looking at the puppies. "I wanted to meet them as soon as I saw them." The pups, sensing a new friend, jumped towards him and showered him with playful licks. As Jake interacted with each puppy, his gaze fell upon one with distinct markings on his paws. Tiny black spots that made him look like he was wearing boots. "Well, hello there," Jake chuckled, gently examining the puppy's legs. "I remember you from the photos on Facebook. I thought you look like you've got your own pair of boots. That's fantastic." Aunt Dana smiled, her eyes crinkling at the corners. "Jake, meet Boots. Guess why we named him so?" Jake grinned, his eyes filled with determination. "I've always wanted a companion for my mountain hikes, and these little boots will be perfect for all the walking and climbing we would be doing." Boots jumped and barked simultaneously as if he understood what was being said. The truth is, however, he wasn't sure what hikes were, or climbing, or, indeed, mountains. Boots knew what mountains looked like seen from afar, but he had never been in one. Jake played with Boots and talked about his love for the outdoors, his numerous hikes, kayaking trips, and all kinds of adventures. It looked like Jake's work was in his computer, which he carried with him everywhere. And most importantly, it looked like Jake could always take a dog with him everywhere he went. The hours passed quickly in conversations, and soon it was time for Jake to go home. He patted Daisy on the head. "I got to cycle back to the village train station to catch my train. But I promise I will come back soon to pick Boots up, if you will let me." Excited Boots watched Jake get on his bike and cycle away, still thinking about all the questions he had. Not far away, Winston, the wise old goat, stood majestically. He, who had witnessed many seasons come and go, looked at Boots, his eyes filled with a knowing twinkle. "Hello," Winston greeted, his voice carrying the weight of years of experience. "I hear you're going on some mountain hikes with Jake. That's a grand adventure." Boots, curious and eager, approached Winston. "Winston, what are mountains? What's climbing? And what are treks and hikes?" Winston chuckled, his beard twitching as he smiled. "Ah, young one, mountains are majestic giants, rising high into the sky. Climbing is the art of conquering those giants, navigating their peaks and valleys. And hikes, well, they are the journeys we embark upon, exploring the wonders of the world." Boots listened intently, his eyes wide with wonder. "Winston, have you climbed mountains?" The old goat nodded, memories dancing in his eyes. "Oh, indeed I have. When I was a young goat, I roamed the hills and climbed mountains that touched the clouds. There's nothing quite like it. Climbing mountains is the best thing in the world." Boots tilted his head, trying to imagine what it felt like to climb a mountain. What's so special about climbing? Winston, with a glint of nostalgia, shared his wisdom. "Climbing is not just about reaching the top. It's about overcoming challenges, pushing your limits, and discovering the strength within you. The air becomes crisp, the views are breathtaking, and you feel a sense of accomplishment that words can't describe." Boots, his imagination ignited, pictured himself standing atop a towering mountain, the wind tousling his fur. "That sounds amazing. I want to climb mountains too." Winston chuckled, his eyes filled with affection. "You have the spirit of an adventurer. Remember, climbing is not just about the destination, but the journey itself. Enjoy every step, and you'll find joy in the climb." Boots nodded, absorbing Winston's words like a sponge. "I'll remember that. When Jake comes back, I'll tell him I want to climb mountains with him." Winston nodded approvingly. "A fine choice. Just remember to enjoy the journey, and you'll discover the magic that mountains hold."